race. Paul Shmyr of Minnesota and Darryl Sittler. And they hammer away at each other. Shmyr has landed some punches. Now Sittler fights back. Now an uppercut by Shmyr, an overhand right by Sittler. And they are toe-to-toe and slugging it out. Darryl Sittler and Paul Shmyr.
That all started in the corner with some heavy body contact. The sticks got high, and they're going to go at it until they get tired, then the linesman will jump in and break it up.
And here they come now to separate Shmyr and Sittler.
What would you call that one, Dan? A draw?
It was a pretty good tussle, I'll tell you that.
They stood back and flailed away. There was no wrestling, no grabbing. They stood back and let the punches go.
Last week we were in Detroit. We ran into Pete Mahovlich, and he said, you know what the worst 3 words in hockey are? We said, no. He said, when the referee says, let him go. And that's what the referee did right there. He let Sittler and Shmyr go to it. Toe-to-toe.
Well, here's Tiger Williams. He's challenging somebody at the Minnesota bench.
That's Brad Maxwell that Tiger Williams is challenging.
Well, these clubs are certainly not in the festive mood, I'll tell you. Looks like Williams is going to go for 10.
Yeah,
he's going to try and take somebody with him.
Yeah, fellas, 'tis the season to be jolly, isn't it?
Not up here tonight in Minnesota. Williams is steamed. He's going for 10. Shmyr and Sittler for sure for 5.
Now I see the Leafs coming off the bench, and here comes a bench emptying Brawl in Minnesota.
All the referees have to do is stand back and start watching this one. This is something you don't really like to see. But these clubs have been pounding each other pretty good in this first period.
Well, there's the main event going on right now. That's Tiger Williams, and who is it he's scrapping with?
Tiger Williams had to get at somebody.
Brad Maxwell of Minnesota.
He and Maxwell are going at it.
And they're toe-to-toe, and they both landed some dandies.
Well, what you really try to do in a situation, if you're coming off the bench and you're not a fighter, you look for somebody else on the ice who isn't a fighter either.
Williams right now has that right hand free, and he is pounding away at Maxwell. Now Maxwell starts to bounce back with a left hand.
I think we got a southpaw against the right hand.
Maxwell now pounding away at Tiger Williams.
Well, they'll both be gone for this one.
Brad Maxwell, number 5 of the North Stars, and Tiger Williams, number 22 of the Leafs.
Well, they've literally just punched themselves out. Williams will be gone for sure.
Now Boschman and Younghans are into it.
They're going at it.
Laurie Boschman, number 12 for Toronto, and Younghans.
There's only really
Minnesota.
about 2 or 3 couples that are going at it. The rest are standing off and holding each other away.
Even the backup goaltenders are out on the ice.
Edwards and Palmatier, they're just sitting back watching, kicking things away, make sure nobody trips. But the 2 main events really were Sittler and Shmyr. And then Williams, he wanted to get at somebody real bad.
They finally have Williams and Maxwell separated. Brad Maxwell has some blood on the front of his jersey. So does Tiger Williams. They both, first Williams with the right hand, and then now there's Danny Maloney into it with one of the North Stars. Maloney on top. Is that Tom McCarthy? Is it number 11? I think so.
Number 11 for the
Tom McCarthy, the rookie.
Minnesota North Stars. Looks like things have pretty well quieted down here. Williams is still on the ice. He doesn't know where to go.
And Boschman and Younghans are still into it over near the boards.
Well, you can't pull hair. That's a no-no.
Well, this is a bench emptier in Bloomington, Minnesota.
Well, you can see what led up to this. There was some real heavy checks thrown, a couple of high sticks.
Well, order seems to be pretty well so you can see Tiger Williams, and that's not ketchup.
I have a feeling that the Minnesota North Stars remember that October 17th game up in Toronto when they got pasted 6-1. This had to be mentioned in the dressing room before the game. Williams has got blood all over his jersey.
So does the guy he was scrapping with, Brad Maxwell.
I'm sure.
We have Tiger Williams scheduled to be our guest, and I suspect he may be in for repairs. And anyway, if I were Scott Wally in the humor that Tiger is in, I might not like to do that interview at this point anyway.
Well, what they got to do now is sort things out. Referee Ron Harris will take his two linesmen over to the side and have a discussion and see what goes on.
We're down to 5 seconds left in the period.
They just might send both clubs to the dressing room, play the 5 in the next period. It's possible just to get some peace going out there. Looks like things have quieted down. The main event really, and started with Sittler and Shmyr.
Shmyr and Sittler in the corner, and that's how it all gets underway.
And then they both start going out in front of the net. Sittler comes up. He and Shmyr are going at it right now. The sticks are up. Here Shmyr gives him a two-hander. Sittler has to protect himself. Shmyr drops his gloves and goes right after Sittler. And Sittler, even though he's a goal scorer, scores a lot of points for that Toronto Maple Leaf Hockey Club. And as a potential R-star, he can handle himself with his fists.
And then they got Tiger Williams and Brad Maxwell into it.
Tiger was gone for 10. He went to challenge somebody over at the Minnesota bench, and referee Ron Harris can't put up with something like that.
Now,
he was
Floyd
given 10.
Smith and some of the Leafs are looking to get into the crowd. I don't know. Somebody is throwing some stuff.
Smith is pointing at
There's
somebody.
Anderson of the Leafs, number 10.
The police
now
are in here.
come the gendarmes.
Just hope this thing doesn't get too out of hand.
Somebody had thrown something into the Leaf bench. And now the police usher that fan out of there, and, well, they might before some of those Leafs get up there.
You know, this is basically a very low-key crowd. I can't understand what these people from the Midwest are getting a little excited tonight, Dan.
Floyd Smith is pointing out, I believe, another fan that did something.
Well, some of Bloomington's finest have got in there, and they've quieted that down. Things on the ice have quieted down. The referees have gathered over by the penalty bench there. They're going to try and sort this thing out.
We have had a rather lengthy first period, have we not? And we still have 5 seconds remaining. There's Floyd Smith again.
Well, Shmyr and Sittler are going for sure. Maxwell and Williams are going for sure. Who else? We'll find out in a couple of minutes.
Well, Boschman and Younghans were main eventers, too. I guess they would be the third event on the card.